Webster's dictionary defines the word epic as heroic or grand in scale or character, particularly impressive or remarkable. Well, this is all that and then some. This is Epic Willys Adventure, the Oregon Trail.
I'm remarkably dry.
Pat, how'd you sleep last night?
I felt awesome. Like there's a distant thunder and a little bit of light show. I had a nice tent.
Just calming, relaxing.
Calming, relaxing. I was in my cot, and actually I didn't even have a blanket on. It was like very nice.
The perfect temperature.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden I felt a couple sprinkles. Like and it actually put me right to sleep.
Did it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I slept like a baby. It was fantastic.
That definitely woke me up because I was in the bedroll laying on the beach, and I was like, "What's that on my face? Spraying." So then I just had to pull my covers over, but it was good. It was eventful. Tyler fell asleep just on a sleeping bag and woke up in a big puddle of water.
I never slept. There's no sleeping. There's a lot of crying and laughing. There's no sleeping.
So we're in Fort Kearney, Nebraska. We're ready to hit the Dusty Trail and head to Ash Hollow State Park.
Awesome.
So
looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, let's get after it.
Well, it's day 3 of Epic Willys Adventure, the Oregon Trail. Crew's getting packed up and getting the rigs ready to hit the road. Ooh, there's a nice bridge. Let's take a picture. With the pictures taken, it was time to hit the road, but not for long as we had to make a quick stop at Fort Kearney. Crew was able to check out some sites and brush up on their Oregon Trail history. You know, that bell means it's time for the crew to hit the road once again.
Sleeping bag hanging off the back. It's on the bottom of your tailgate, so it's fine. It's not by my exhaust, is it? No, we're like right in the center of your tailgate. 10-4. I think it's gonna dry out fairly quick. Yeah! We got the train. I lost my transfer case drain plug.
Well, Phil lost his transfer case plug and had to backtrack down the trail to find it. Old Greg had some time to refuel.
Out of Amos, and all the transfer case fluid went with it. But never fear, just took a little hike back on the road, found it in the middle, so I don't have to use this cork to try to get me to the next stop. Problem solved.
So the angle could be perceived as a little bit awkward.
Yeah, here's a much better angle for you. With all the fluid pumped, crew was ready to head back down the trail. Oh look, time for some Oregon Trail facts.
Both Oregon and Wisconsin were named after the Oxen River, which emptied into the Mississippi. One of the largest suburbs of Portland is named Milwaukee.
Thank you, Yukon Cornelius, for that Oregon Trail fact.
Watching the landscape change and climbing in altitude, the air's drying out, the shrubbery's changing, and I think if I were the settlers, I'd be starting to think to myself that there's something over there. You know, there's something coming tomorrow.
Yeah, the fortunes were in the crew's favor today as they only had one real breakdown, so the crew was able to get to camp a little earlier than anticipated. With our early arrival, some thought it was a good time to get a workout in. Others thought that was ridiculous and just headed towards the river.
And we got to campsite fairly early, so we're doing a full scale fluid check and make sure she's going to be good for the rest of the trip. So.
And that, my friends, is what we call foreshadowing.
Yeah, we just got done running the valve set on this.
New gasket, sealant, buttoning it back up.
After checking on everything in Ole, Keith and Sam had found that their four-cylinder was slipping, decided it best to leave before everyone in the morning to see how it was running. With that, the crew cooked up some dinner and decided to call it a night, maybe after a few sarsaparillas.
Morning so far. I feel like it has. We didn't have any breakfast. The loadmaster was busy with his load. But so today we're going up to Chimney Rock and then Fort Laramie. Keith and Sam headed up a little early just to see what it's like driving with a 3-cylinder Jeep. Now that cylinder 4 decided to give up the ghost. Yeah, so other than that, I don't really have, it's gonna be hotter than hot.
With triple digits forecasted for the day, we thought it'd be a good idea to test out our new water filtration system. Thank you, Clear Source. With everyone fully hydrated, or whatever the hell that was, it's time to say goodbye to the phones and hit the road.
Here we go. Fun fact, the largest rail yard in the U.S. is located in North Platte.
Cruising down the road, we stopped at a gas station where we met up with Ole. Some of the crew stuffed their bellies with breakfast. Others, well, they wasn't going so well. Ole was still having trouble with that 4-cylinder, so after tinkering around a little bit, the decision was made to press on. But Adam decided maybe they needed a little bit of extra help.
If you're wondering what I'm doing on Adam's Craft Corner today, Ole has a new engine that doesn't work. Many things wrong with it. So I made this voodoo doll of the engine builder. And then, unfortunately, he's not going to have a very good day today, just like us. He's going to have some sore bones, maybe a broken arm, or a snapped ankle. We'll just start there. That's it for now.
Well, that was a little violent. Back on the trail, Phil started to worry about some previous issues he had.
Do I have a wobble? Is that what you said? It doesn't look like it. Let me check the other side. There's no wobble. 10-4, thanks for confirming no wobble. Welcome to the No Wobble Club.
Well, for now, everything seems to be all good. Or is it?
Ole has lost the crank pulley that was cracked. Does anyone have a spare? I am pulling over up here at a farm that has a bunch of old vehicles, and I'm going to check my box, and then maybe he'll wonder why I'm there and has one. Should we tow it up here? If possible, maybe to tow it. You guys are probably way ahead of us though.
After exorcising the demons of the voodoo doll, Ole ends up being towed to the farm to meet up with the rest of the crew. It was decision time. Taking into account the heat and the issues under Ole's hood, the verdict was made to tow Ole to Chimney Rock. So the crew had to properly attach the tow bar to the front of Ole. Job well done.
We'd like to say thanks to our sponsor, Kurt Trailer Hitches, for a remarkable tow bar. Looks the next convenient pull-off point must become an emergency, but we're running a little roller back here. Hot run, over and out. Apparently, everybody else's gear and the Jeep is just too much for Veronica right now.
Dave, what'd you do to your truck, Dave?
I broke it. We worked it a little bit too hard.
I don't think that not only hauling everybody's stuff and everybody's Jeeps, I don't know what the big problem is.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Ron's just running a
it's
little hot.
actually none of that. It's Mother Nature right now. Yeah. Mother Nature right now is what's fighting us.
Is that what it is? Because it's triple digits and the hot asphalt that you could fry bacon on?
How hot is it right now?
You move a couple of
101.
101?
Man, it feels like 220
So
in the cabs.
What you're saying is we could bust that bacon out right now?
We could cook it on the ground. Or at least on this job box. Or a roof. Or a hood.
You hungry, Dave?
Cooks the bacon. Right.
I think.
Should we grab some bacon?
Let's try it. Alright.
Now, some of the crew worked diligently to figure out Veronica's overheating issues. Others decided to fool around. Others decided to brush up on their slingshot skills. With Veronica's new ventilation system installed, it was time to head down to the next destination. That destination was Chimney Rock. There it is.
Also, I believe we have finally hit mountain time.
In the shadows of Chimney Rock, some of the crew decided to grab some pictures. Others decided to produce a new song.
Here comes the nope rope up, murderer. He's the Chimney Rock gangsta, murderer.
And Eric decided it was time to wash up.
They don't smell great. Dave's been yelling at me a lot about this, and so I figured I would do him a solid when I had the chance. This is nice and cool. How hot was it today, the ignition?
I believe it's at like 102 right now.
102, yeah, and I am made for like the Arctic. If you couldn't tell, I'm a bit hairy, so this is great. I've never been to the desert before, and
well, looks like you can't wash up there, Eric. Thank you, officer. After Eric was kicked out of the shower, it was sadly time to say goodbye to one of our oxen, or Willys.
Alright, well, Ole kind of crapped out on us. We have a bad cylinder, number 4. Looks like the valve is keeps dropping as we try to adjust it. We think they might have knocked a seat out of it or broke a valve. We were going to pull the head off, but there's no sense in pulling the head off if we don't have the parts to fix it. So we're going to go ahead and haul it back to Casper tonight. My brother-in-law Darcy's coming to pick me up, or pick us up, I guess. And first thing in the morning, we're going to rip the engine out and stab another used engine in place and meet up with the Epic crew hopefully in Big Piney here in a couple of days to continue our trip to Oregon.
Hey, as the crew said their final goodbyes, hopefully we'll see Oli again down the trail. But for now, the crew just drowned their sorrows in some much-needed ice cream. Apparently, this store was out of bourbon. Well, even though our tears are all puddled up with melted ice cream, we still have to get back down the trail. Time to head to camp.
20 miles to Fort Laramie. 22.3. 22.3. I hear that Will hangs out a lot in Fort Laramie. Laramie. Yeah. I believe I've heard him drop Fort Laramie in a couple of wicked rhymes. Maybe we'll run into Will Smith. Little known fact, by the way, Will Smith does not swear in his music.
Thank you for that.
I think everybody really has a real enthusiasm for tonight.
It's gonna be funner tonight. We're gonna go out.
Pretty stoked to have a couple of drinks in an air-conditioned bar.
We're set up at the city park here in Fort Laramie, and we're gonna wander up to the old saloon and see if we can get a sarsaparilla and a burger. Later.
At the bar, that's where our day ends. Only good decisions were made after leaving this bar. We promise.